Since offers are what makes a business, it makes sense when getting your business operations organized and standardized to start with your offers, since these are the closest things to what is making you money. So you want to have solid processes and systems in place to support those things that are making you money. In case you don't know me, I am Mariah. My business is Bloom Hustle Grow, where I help service-based entrepreneurs get their business operations organized and optimized to make the hustle happier. In this video, we're going to go over some of the key components of getting your offers organized, and I'm going to be showing you a walkthrough of one of my offers on my Trello board, which is my project management tool of choice. You, of course, can use this information in any project management tool. The key things that you want to document when it comes to your offers are anything associated with your offers, your sales page, your checkout page, the contract you use for your offers, any links to assets, graphics, questionnaires, anything like that. So you want to have all that documented somewhere that you can easily grab. And you also want to make sure that you have copies of all those things. So yes, your sales page copy lives on probably your website, but I would make sure to have a Google document backup of that. It also makes it much easier if you want to edit or if you want to hire somebody to help you refine your offers. You also want to have documented your internal processes. So what happens after somebody purchases your offer? What steps happen after that? Is there anything you need to set up manually or review on your end? Any of those steps that need to be manually done after somebody hits buy on your offer, you need to have those documented somewhere, and your project management tool is the perfect place for that. And then your delivery process. Is there anything that you need to deliver to the client? It just depends on your process, what steps you take to actually deliver the service that you're offering. Within that process, the delivery process, is there any templates that you utilize? You want to make sure that you have all those in one centralized place. Then your offboarding process. So what happens when you actually deliver them the product or service? What are steps that you take after that happens? That may be asking for testimonials, that may be asking for a review somewhere. And it may just be following up, hey, did you get these files? Did you do what I asked? If you had some things that you ask for them to do once they're given, you're delivering to them. So those are the core things that you want to make sure you have documented somewhere. And again, your project management system is the correct and great place to have those. So now we're going to dive in, and I'm actually going to show you how I have this set up in Trello for one of my offers. This is my card for my offer, Smooth Operations, which is a one-on-one offer. And I keep this card on my yearly planning board. You can keep it anywhere within your project management system. And I'm showing you guys my example just so you get an idea about all the things that I document for an offer. But you can do this in any project management system. I have a link directly to the sales page, and I also have the scheduling link. So for my one-on-one services, I use Acuity. This is the actual scheduling link for that. If they're in my sales page, they would click on buy this and get that scheduling link. And then I have a Google folder. So in this folder is everything associated with this offer. My web copy is in there, my questionnaires that live in Typeform, as well as Acuity, the reminder emails, like all of my hard copies of anything that is used for this offer lives in this folder, as well as my terms and conditions, my contract for it. All of those things are in this one folder that I have attached to the card. However, they're delivered by different systems that I'm utilizing, but I want backups of all those things. So all of those live in a Google Drive where I could easily reproduce this in another program if for whatever reason I decide to stop using Acuity, or I decide the quiz needs to be in something else. And then I have Trello attachments right here. These two cards live on different boards, and one is the content bank. So on that particular card, I have anywhere that this offer lives on my website. Obviously, the sales page is up here, but it also is, that sales page is attached on my Work With Me page. There's a couple blog posts that I promo this offer in. So those are attached to that card. And then also any social or promo copy lives on this particular card. So I can go grab that at any time. This is my marketing piece of the offer. And then I have a template card. So that lives on my 90-day planning board, which is my day-to-day board that I use to plan out my month. this template card, we're going to take a closer look at. What lives there is the process for actually executing this audit. I have my onboarding steps. So this happens once I get a notification that somebody has booked the Smooth Operations audit with me. I'll get an email from Acuity as well as from my payment processor saying, hey, somebody booked this. And then what I do is I come into Trello, and the very first thing I would do, I have make a copy of the Trello card, but now it's a template card, so I don't actually have to make a copy of it, but I would produce a new card and then add the client's name as well as the due date of that call. And then I would create a client folder, and I have the location actually linked right here. So I would click on here and go to that folder and create the client's folder. And then I have a link to the Google folder that I use that has all the templates in it for the client folder. Each client gets the same thing. They get different information, but they get the same format of information when they have an audit with me. So I go ahead and make copies of all those documents into the client folder that I'm going to eventually share. And then I would add the link to that client folder to this card so I can easily access their folder and add anything I need to in there. As part of my automated onboarding process, they go to Acuity, they pay for the appointment, and then they have to agree to my terms of conditions. So that's the contract. They have a few questions that they fill out before they book the call. But then in the confirmation email saying, hey, you booked this audit with me, they get a type form questionnaire. And that is a much more in-depth questionnaire of things that I need to be able to prepare for our call together for the audit. And the reason I don't have them do this within Acuity first is because any questionnaire that you have in Acuity, they have to fill out all that information before they even book the appointment with you. So that's a lot of information to ask for somebody up front before they even book the service. But Acuity delivers that confirmation email and the link to the type form they need to fill out. Then I get an email confirmation when they filled out the type form. I have a step here for what I do with that form once they filled it out. And I actually have the link straight to type form so I can go in there and grab the results without having to go in my email. And then I send a follow-up email once I get their audit questionnaire, just in case I have any additional questions, but also just to reassure them, yes, I actually got the questionnaire. Thank you. I don't have any questions. And then I always ask them how they want the final product delivered from our audit. And then I would put that information on this card. And then I have my delivery process. I have templates that live in Gmail, and I have the name of that template email right here in parentheses. So if I was to hire an assistant, I could easily allow her to help me set up clients as well as deliver the final product to the client, because she would be able to go in here and she wouldn't have to know what the template was called offhand. It's right here in the parentheses. All of these steps are ones that I need to be reminded of, or I need to manually do something. They're not automated. The client does get confirmation email automated as well as a reminder emails automated through Acuity. So there is some automation within there, but there are some things that I do manually once somebody books that call with me. Everything is outlined right here. So that's my process for this particular one-on-one service. But these are the kinds of things you want to think about and make sure you have documents somewhere in your project management tool for your offers. It's going to make your life so much easier, as well as making sure that you deliver consistently to your clients, because everything's not living in your head. Additionally, if you decide to hire somebody to help you deliver things and to work in your business, your life's going to be so much easier because you already have step by step what needs to happen when somebody does books XYZ with you. If you are just getting your systems and processes set up and you want to take a shortcut to getting some of those done and you are interested in using Trello, I do go through most of this in Manage Your Business with Trello. I have templates for a lot of these boards that I just showed you, as well as walking you through some of the processes and customizing it for your particular business. Find the link below. Regardless of which project management tool you use, I highly recommend that getting your offer systems in place be a top priority.